Hey book nerds, welcome back to my channel, dbooknerd. My name is Denise and my channel is about all things bookish. And if this is your first time to my channel, welcome. Please don't be a stranger, as I like to say. You are only a stranger once. Please make sure that you hit the subscribe button as well as the notification so that you know when I have another video that is uploaded. So today what I'm going to be talking about is my anticipated reads for February. I'm really excited about that because when I do February reading, it is dedicated to Black authors. So for Black History Month, even though that we know that Black history is all year, I do just like to take the opportunity for this day that has been deemed Black History Month to really celebrate Black authors. So the first book that I have is The American Queen, and this book is by Vanessa Miller. And I've read a couple of Vanessa Miller's books, and you probably have seen me talk about them in some previous videos. But this is her new video, and her new book, and it's just been released. Like, this is a new release, and so far so good. I already started it. And I'm really excited about reading it. And this is even more perfect for this month because this is a historical fiction book. And it is about Luella, who was enslaved. And she was enslaved, but always just dreamed of and strived for being emancipated. And she lived at a time where they were emancipated, but still, you know, some of the owners still didn't want to let him go. But anyway, she is in love with this William, and she convinces him that they need to go and, you know, get their own place, their own things, get away from the person that owns them. And what they end up doing is they are part of a community, and she is deemed queen. So she's deemed queen. So that's why it's called The American Queen. She's deemed queen. This is a true story. It's a historical fiction based upon a true story. And so it ends up that she's going to be the queen of their self-proclaimed kingdom of the Happy Land. And at first, Luella is said is filled with a lot of hate. Which, I mean, you can understand. And then once they have this land, she has more hope and more love and more joy, even when things aren't perfect. So I think this is going to be a very inspiring book. I think that it's already started off a little bit hard because it does talk about enslavement. We have to hear the history before we get to the triumph in the book. And but so far it's so good. Great writing, great story. I'm really excited to hear about these unsung heroes that we don't hear about. I also really think it's very important for us to continue to read books about our history as it's trying to be erased. We cannot let it be erased. We've got to talk about it. We've got to make it in the forefront and tell the truth, and also see what has come about, you know, with our history, how Black people have persevered, how we've overcome and still overcoming and persevering. So I can't talk enough about this, The American Queen. Get your copy, you know, and enjoy. Sorry for the stuttering. I got really excited. So the next book that I absolutely plan on reading is Before I Let Go. And I know so many of you have already read this book. I'm just so behind on my TBR. But this book is by Kennedy Ryan, and it is highly popular. I've heard great things about the book. I hear that it tears your heart apart. I'm not sure if I'm ready, but I might as well get ready because I'm going to read it. And so this book, let's see what it is about. I know that it's a romance. And I'll just read this little piece of the jacket. It says, their love was supposed to last forever, but when life delivered blow after devastating blow, Yasmin and Josiah Wade found that love alone couldn't solve or save everything. It couldn't save their marriage. I'm not going to read anymore, but I know that it's just supposed to be absolutely beautiful. I've heard great things about Kennedy Ryan's writing. I'm already looking forward to reading more books by her, even though I'm just so behind. But this Kennedy Ryan's kind of new to me, so I know a lot of people have read a lot of her books already. But before I heard about this book, I don't believe I heard of Kennedy Ryan before. So I'm thankful for BookTube because I get to hear about authors that I'm not familiar with, and I'm working on just getting more familiar with a vast variety of authors. But I'm looking forward to this one. And this is a book of the month, so I'm excited to add that to my book of the month collection. Speaking of a book of the month collection, this book is called The First Ladies. It is by Marie Benedict and Victoria Christopher Murray. And again, it's called The First Ladies. This book is another one that I would like to read. Now, I'm going to put it out here because all these books are a little chunky. So the two books that I really firmly, Lord willing, am going to read for February is Before I Let Go by Kennedy Ryan and The American Queen by Vanessa Miller. I'm hoping to get to The First Ladies. I think, again, this one will be a good one for Black history. And it is a historical fiction book. So I think that this is going to be an excellent one to read. I like the cover. I mean, you see the trees. It just has like really like Southern charm in the picture. And then just that old school look. And I'll just read a little bit from the jacket, a little blurb. A novel about the extraordinary partnership between First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt and civil rights activist Mary McLeod Bethune. An unlikely friendship that changed the world. From the best-selling authors of The Personal Librarian. Now, you all know The Personal Librarian blew up. That was doing excellent. I believe it became a bestseller. So the same authors, and I'm sure this one's going to be great. So I hope to be able to get to this one, or at least part of it, during February. Then last but not least, I'm going to read this book that's been on my shelf for far too long. And this is The Other Black Girl. Why I chose it for Black History Month? I just chose it because I need to read this book. It's been on my shelf too long. I am scared because so many people have said that they don't like the book. And this was a book that I was really excited about reading. And I'm like looking in my book club and everything on Facebook, and people are saying, you know, why am I reading this? Why did I read it? What just happened? I think it's a very complicated book. It is a contemporary fiction, although the more I read about it and hear about it, it kind of gives creepy vibes or some type of mystery element to it. I'm not sure, but I'm hearing a lot of different things, but I like to read books for myself. I've also purchased it, so I want to read it, and you know, I'm going to give it a try, and I might like it. Also, I want to read it before I try watching the series that's streaming, and I forgot where it's streaming, if it's Prime or, it's not Netflix, so it must be Prime or something like that, Peacock or Paramount, I don't know which one. But this book is by Zakiya Delilah Harris. And yeah, so I want to try this out and, you know, just see if I like it. And so this one is definitely the last on the list to read for Black History Month. I do plan on reading this year. I would love to share my thoughts about it this year and read it, and then watch the streaming series if possible. Yeah, but we'll see. But definitely the two books that I want to read is Before I Let Go and I'm sorry, The American Queen. So those are the two I definitely want to read. Then it is The First Ladies and then The Other Black Girl. So I would love to hear about what books you have planned for what is called Black History Month. You notice the quotes because, you know, again, we celebrate Black history all year, but I don't mind taking this month to really focus solely on Black authors because I do read such a diverse type of authors. I do read a lot of Black authors. It's probably predominantly Black authors that I read, but I really just want to focus on that for this month and just kind of give that shout out to these awesome people that have written these books. Share with me what you're reading or what you're planning on reading for this month, and let's talk about it. With that, I hope you all have a great day. I hope that you are well and safe, and we're having a little sun here, so I'm happy about it. And you see I'm kind of in a different environment. I'm in my room, so I just kind of wanted something a little more laid back other than my office chair. And yeah, I hope you all have a great day again. Be blessed and be book nerdy.